Hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Make a Card. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We sure did here. We were busy, but that's part of the beauty of it. Took some time to go to a parade this morning, and we had incredible weather here in Vermont, which is always really special. And lots of cool things to do, lots of time with family. Lots of time by myself to actually get some thinking done and get things organized and planned out in my head about where we're going to go for the next few months here in the classroom. And I am making some changes in the layout of things a little bit, and I'll walk you through that tonight. So let me know when you're here. I do have a giveaway. Hello, hello. In case you missed it, the giveaway from last week. Oh, I had it right here. Oh, it's right here. It was Birthday Cheer, the Birthday Cheer bundle, and this is going to Penn, our very own Penny. So thanks for sharing, Penny, and I'll be sending this to you. May not make it before I head out on vacation, but it will be in the mail, promise. And then tonight, we are using the A Little Wild stamp set, and I'm going to give this one away too. This is one that I have used. You'll see that I've used it in class, but I'm going to give this one away too. So thanks for sharing, and I will pick a lucky winner later. Hey, Mary Lou. Hi, everybody. So glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. I realized at like 4:30, oh my gosh, it's Monday. I knew I was going live on Monday night. I just for some reason thought that was tomorrow. Good thing I had a plan already. So welcome. These 3-day weekends mess me up completely, and then I'm going away, so that it's even more silly. So, Mary Lou, warm up the East Coast because I'm coming that direction. We're going to Cape Cod. I'm not leaving tomorrow, I'm leaving Wednesday. Tomorrow my sister's coming, and then I'm heading out on Wednesday for just 3 days. It's not like it's forever, but it feels like it's really exciting. Sarah has a conference to go to, and I'm going to be Mimi and keep the girls busy while she's in class, and then we'll still have time to go to the beach and hang out too. So it's just a fun escape. So it's just a girls trip, and we'll be back. But anywho, let me take you to my website so you can see what's happening. And it's just the way that you enroll in classes, and this is where it always gets confusing when I make some changes like this. So when you go to the classroom that looks like this, and if you have enrolled in classes, if you've purchased classes, you're enrolled in the free ones, they're all still here. When you log in, they'll still be there. Nothing's moving. If you bought a class from 2016 until now and you log in, it's right here. It doesn't matter what class it is, it's still here. But what's different is, for example, if you decide you want to come try Sparkle this month with us, Sparkle focuses on our die cut machines. We use SVGs. You see where it says right here, to enroll, click here. So you won't enroll on this site anymore. It'll bring you, when you click on it, it brings you to my site, and you'll enroll. And then I have to manually bring you in. I know that seems a little cumbersome, but it just is going to work a whole lot better. The Teachable site is doing some changes, and I don't want to follow that route. I want to stay with what I'm doing. So this is how we do it. So when you come to karamiller.com, remember that's the easy one. It's just my name. You're going to click on, this is where you shop for files, you enroll in classes. These are classes that I charge for, not free ones. The free ones are still going to be in the free class in here where they always have been. Okay? So if I'm charging for a class, if it's a file that I'm selling, if you're coming to the retreat, you're going to just click on enroll in class and shop and go looking. By the by, there's one seat left for the retreat. Well, one bed left. There's probably more seats than that, but there's one bedroom left. Okay, and that's the view out the living room window. It's too cool. Some things I have for you here, that's the retreat. I have some goodie boxes. These are only available until the 3rd of June, in which case I will stop offering them. And these are, if you click on here, it will tell you what it is. It's going to be at least $100 in product. It will include paper pumpkin kits from last year, some papers. It's all Stampin' Up, but the goodie boxes are here. The other option I want to remind you about is my paper share. This ends on June 3rd. Did I say the 3rd or the 4th? I can't order it till the 4th, so I'm going to end it on the 3rd. Sorry for my confusion here. It will end on the 3rd. If you want to participate in this, you can drop me in, you can grab this one. You can either do it as a 6x6 or a 6x12. Just let me know which one you want. And then there's one more thing, and this is what I'm really, really excited about this month. I have not done this in forever. Click on the online classes, and you will see this pre-order. I am going to offer 2 this month. One is the Free as a Bird. I can't tell you any more than that. I'm sworn to secrecy. I can give you a sneak little peek. The other one will be using another new product. If you have your catalog, you might be guessing which one it is, but I can't tell you yet. So how does it work? For $52, you will get the Free as a Bird stamp set, a set of aqua painters, a set of sponge daubers, and some dimensionals, full packs. You'll also get free from me the material that you need to make all 6 cards. There's 3 different designs. You get 2 materials, enough to make 2 of each. You will get, the class will be recorded, you'll get sketches. You're also going to get a cutting file if you are an SVG user. If you're not, you could share it with someone else. That would allow you to do some sort of one-sheet wonders, but not really. Because honestly, if you're using a die-cut machine, you'll see that that isn't really a great use of your paper. You will need snips and snails and the following ink pads. The pre-order is going to close this coming Friday night, or if it fills first. So you have all week to look at this one and decide if you think it's for you. If you want to upgrade this, there is available as a bundle. You can do that. If you want to save on shipping and you don't own one of these ink pads, throw it in. I'll throw it in the box, and it won't cost you any more for shipping. All right? So that's that. It's brand new. I've not offered these before like this, and I'm really excited to give it a shot and see what you think. If 7,000 of you like it, well, then I can't do that many, and it will close before then. If it's a reasonable number, then we're all good. Because remember, I'm going to cut and emboss and do all the work before you get it. So all you need to do is focus on your stamping. It's a perfect summer project. You don't have to bring out any tools or anything. You just need to take what comes in the mail from me. Your stamp set is coming with it. You'll need your ink pads, and go for it. Okay, so let's make a card tonight. Let me get this out of the way so I have room. I do this every time, and I tuck the computer kind of down on the side of the desk, and then at the end of the class I sit here and wonder, where did I put my computer? And I wander around the room aimlessly looking for it. So when I say later on tonight, hey, anybody know what I did with my computer? Remind me, it's on the floor. All right, let me get back in my seat. So this is what we're going to make tonight. You might have seen him posted earlier. I just think he's super cute. Again, I wanted to grab something before they start to go away. This embossing folder is retiring. It's the Petal Burst. And I love it. We're using the Stitch Thinlits. Those aren't going anywhere. And we're using some blends. They're not going anywhere either. And this ribbon. So it's not super crazy, but it really does look super cute. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to, and your simple sketch is in the classroom where it's always been. So you can pop over there. Make sure you're enrolled in the free classroom for 2019. You're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Whisper White, and you're going to cut it in half. Let me just show you I already did. So you're going to cut it in half. Magic. and you're going to score on the 4 1/4 line. All right, so there's my card base. Now I'm going to take my 8.5 by 11. I'm using Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to cut that into 4 by 5 1/4. Hey Teresa, hello ladies. I'm glad that you're just popping in. And I'm going to emboss this with the Petal Burst. Now, the one thing you need to remember, the Big Shot is retiring from Stampin' Up. That doesn't mean that it's going to disintegrate. We're still going to be using our Big Shot. I did, if you can see this little hint of light purple over here, I did add the Gemini Junior to my craft table. I'm not using it tonight. I will start to be using that once the Big Shot's really retired. Just because it's retiring does not mean I don't love it and I'm not still going to use it. I definitely will. There's nothing wrong with it. It works great. It's just not going to be available. Actually, it's going to become a limited edition because there will be no more Stampin' Up! Big Shots, right? So when I'm using my embossing folder with this machine, I need just my regular platform and my 2 plates. This is not a dynamic one. This is a regular thinner embossing folder. So it doesn't need, I still use the 2 plates. By the way, Stampin' Up! Is also going to start releasing, and you'll see it in the new catalog, and you'll also see it if you have started to order things that ran out. They are going to be releasing their own dies. They were custom made for them before, but they're having them made differently. They're not going to be made by Sizzix. They're going to be made for Stampin' Up! So the folders and the Thinlits will now become dies. Absolutely still selling dies, yes. And a lot of the bundles are the same. So bundles that continued over, or they're not bundles anymore. Dies that continue from the previous catalog will still look the same. They just won't be, they won't have the Sizzix name on them. They're being made by a different company. And I don't really know who or where or any of those details. I haven't seen them yet. Actually, I do have one. I can't show you yet. I was going to say I could show you. I can show you the package. It's a little different in packaging. Not a lot. So it comes looking like this. It's a smooth, thin plastic. And if I don't show you the front, I haven't broken any rules. You're going to love this one. No machine yet. Look at this super close. Don't tell anybody. Right? You know how much I love stitched anythings. Okay, I'm moving on. But yes, no machine yet. We don't know what it's going to be. So I'm going to take this, and next I need to have a piece of Whisper White and my stitched Thinlit, which I keep right here. I have a little hook on the wall, and I keep this collection that I use all the time. And they just hang. It's one of those command strip sticky things, and it's just hanging on the side of my bookcase so that I can grab things whenever I need it. The ones I use all the time go right there. Yeah, as soon as I know any details about the machine, I will let you know. I'm gonna probably, if I were a betting person, which I'm not, I would probably say we're gonna cross our fingers. It'll be out for the holiday catalog, but again, we don't really know. Okay, so I'm doing 2 things. I am going to stamp first and then cut. I'm going to cut my stitch circle. My understanding, Susan, is that they had planned to have the machine out, and the one that they were working on didn't meet the quality standards, so they said, no, we're not going to do it. But you're right. I would have preferred that we had what it was before. I would have liked that a lot better myself. Okay, so if you look at this stamp, you'll see that it's a front and back, which is super cute. And we've used these as like twisty things before. But in this case, I just want the bear. I actually could put the other bear on the back. That would be kind of cute. But I really just want the bear for the front. So feel like he's got cookies on him. And I'm going to use Memento because I want to use my blends. I know. And Susan, no one asked me. I could have told them. They didn't ask me. They did not ask my opinion. I'm more than happy to share my opinion, even when it's not asked for. I could have told them, you really needed to figure this out, guys. Okay, you big headquarters people, you sit in your office. We little crafty folk, we know. All right. Notice I'm not stamping the bear on the back bear. I'm only stamping the front bear. If I happen to do it, it doesn't really matter. In fact, let me go over a little. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, so let's stamp him right here. And you can see I've got this kind of weird extra ear here. It's not going to matter. Let's let that dry. Now I'm going to do the hive and the bees. And what's cool about this one is they're two different ones. But if I put them right together, I can get the hive and the bees kind of the way I want them on my stamp set. Sorry, I thought that was there for you. Absolutely, I know, they do. It's like, oh, wait, you're going to discontinue this, but you're not ready yet. Well, why are we doing that? Ink it up, nice. And then I just need to leave room to make sure I get my whole circle. So I'm going to do it right here. Alrighty, easy peasy. Now it's time to color. Now I kind of want to let them dry a little bit. Hey, Melanie. And now I'm going to do some coloring. I'm using the dark soft suede and the light soft suede. Now, we've talked about this in my coloring classes, but I like to start with the lighter color and then work my way to the dark one. It's easier to go dark than it is to come light, to come back. And I tend to use the brush end. So I'm going to work on my bear. And it's a really light hand. I'm barely touching the paper. And I kind of work in from the edge because I don't want any bleeding if I can avoid it. Bleeding means it's not red blood. It means that if I put too much liquid down, it will ooze out to the back, and it might ooze out the lines as well. So I'm doing a light touch. The other thing I should be doing, and I wasn't paying attention, is I want to put paper down behind it. Blends go through. They bleed. That's what gives them their rich color. They saturate the paper really well. They also blend really well. So now I'm going to go in and just get the rest of my bear colored. And I'm not really worrying about lightness and darkness just yet. I just want to get him colored in, but I don't want to color where the bee is, right? Come in closer, you can probably see better. And notice on his face, those colors blended right away. They look kind of weird when I first put them down, but you'll notice as they dry, they blend in great. Let's work on his leg. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'm also thinking about where's the sun in this image? Where would the sun be? And I'm going to make the sun, and because it's mine, I get to have the sun wherever I want it. I'm going to have the sun coming in this way, hitting him in the butt. So this I'm going to want to be lighter than this end. So I'm going to take my dark soft suede and I'm going to add a little bit of shading over here and a little bit down here, kind of using the artist's lines that are on it, and a little bit here. Then I'm going to come in with the light one, and I'm going to blend it a little. Just going over it, a little bit of circle strokes. okay? And again, at first it's not, it looks kind of weird. It doesn't really look the way you want it. It's going to get lighter. And then I'm going to take my color lifter, and where I want it even lighter, I'm going to come back over and kind of lift the color because I want him to be brighter on his butt where the sun is hitting him. And maybe right in here around his face. And then I'm going to kind of let it dry and see if I need to come back in and do any more highlighting. But you can see how the shading picks up really well. Let's get you in close. See how it picks up? And it really wasn't that much. Now the light is a little bit off on this part here. So I'm going to kind of go over with my lightest one again. All right, now I got to do my bees. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, the dance recital was hysterical. It was awesome. I didn't get my pictures yet, but seriously, it's such a little diva. And we were in the front row, and her mom had told her where we were going to be. So while I'm doing this and let that dry, I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to work on my beehive. Whoopsie, let's let you see the beehive. And my bees. Same thing, this one's not a lot to do a whole lot of shading with. And I'm using the finer point, not the brush, because these are kind of tiny. So as soon as she came out on stage, it was like a really serious stage. Like the Summer Theater is here. And that's the theater that they come from New York and do shows and all this crazy stuff. This is a big deal theater. And they have crazy lights. Well, it was too bright, but she's trying to see us. So the whole 3 minutes she's on stage, she's squinting, trying to find us, gets to the end and spies us. We're in the second row, so she spies us and starts waving as she's going off stage. It was something. Kathy, that's a boo-boo above the bear's ear. Remember this stamp, but I did it on purpose to show you how to fix it. Remember, this stamp is a front and back of the bear. So watch what's going to happen as I get going. Everything was great till we were coming home, and all of a sudden she realized that dance was over for the summer, and she was sobbing uncontrollably in the back seat. I think she might have been a little overtired, but I'm never going to see him again. We had to explain that there was always next year. So yes, we had a great time. Okay, we are ready to do some punching. Well, we're not punching, we're using our Big Shot. All right, so let's move you out of my way. She didn't. We had Lucy with us too, and Lucy kept yelling "Sissy, Sissy" through the whole thing. So, but we weren't the only ones that happened to. It was great. It was a real family experience. Okay, so I'm gonna line up my circle, right? And then this is what I was showing about the bear. I have the front and back of this, right? But let's see what happens when I cut him out and how we can get rid of that little boo-boo that we have at the top with that extra ear that we don't need. Crunch. Alrighty, so these are good. This one's okay. Now I clearly didn't do my bear very well. But what do you do when you don't do the bear well and you've already colored it in? Well, I'm going to fussy cut. I was only going to fussy cut around this ear, but I kind of messed up the way the die cut must have moved on me because I wasn't looking at it. So I'm just going to come right along here with my scissor and fix it. I could go back and run it through again, or I could stamp it again. But it seriously isn't that difficult to cut this little tiny bit of bear. So if you don't have the Thinlit, you could still make this. And you're thinking, well, you know, he kind of cut off part of his ear over here. I did, but I think we can still live with it, right? He's okay. I'm not going to freak out about him. We'll make him work. So if you look at the one that I did when I had time, you can see that he does have a full ear on this side. But let's put our card together now. So we have this. We're going to put this here. This bear is going to go here, and I'm going to make him, I can hide him under the ribbon. See on this one? I didn't. He's on top of the ribbon. Since I cut off his feet, I can hide him under the ribbon. What can I do to fix his ear without having to do a whole nother bear that I just colored? I don't want to color it again, but his ear does look a little bit wonky. I'm going to fix this feet with the ribbon, right? He's going to be fine. He's going to be tucked behind the ribbon. He's going to be okay. What about if I did an extra bee and cut it out? I could do that. I could put a flower on his ear and that would cover it up and not have to worry. So I'm just going to put this together and we're going to be okay. Mr. Bear is going to come over here and he's going to go on with some dimensionals. And then I'm going to go into my embellishments. And I'm going to grab myself a nice little frosted flower. And I'm going to pop that right in his ear. And if I hadn't told you, no one would even know that there was an issue. Then, we've done this a bunch, but I want you to remember how to do it. We're going to do the pen trick. We take our pen, we loop this around. Is anyone sick of this trick yet? I love it. I use it so often. And then another knot. And slide it off. And then this is going to go right here. I'm going to flip it over. Aren't they, Debbie? I know. I mean, I could redo it. But honestly, I already did it. Why would I do it again? It's fine. And truthfully, I like it when that happens in class. Well, I'd like it to be perfect all the time, but it's never perfect. Because then you can see that you can fix it. It's not going to be ruined. And so many times you hear people that have just started out saying, oh, I ruined it. It's horrible. No, it's not. It's always fine. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to take a little piece of glue. I'm going to take 2 glue dots and put them on either side of right here of the knot to make sure it stays in place. Come here. Okay, now you're ready to go on the front of our card. Right. Little bit of an ear's missing, little bit of a foot. Yeah, no big deal. But he works fine, right? He can tuck right in there. And he's okay. And then I'm going to take, I could not find a sentiment that I really liked on here that said what I wanted. I wanted this just to be a cute little note card. So I went to my tried and true, use these all the time, my itty bitty greetings, and I grabbed a little hello. The reason I like these is they're little, but they work perfect with the little label punch. So I'm going to grab my little hello and a block. And I'm going to take my leftover piece and right here. What's cool about this is if you get it a little crooked, it's not going to matter because you're going to line it up with your punch. Flip it upside down, peek inside, make sure it's exactly where you want it. And I kind of squeeze it a little just to hold it there, make sure it's really what I want. And then punch. And then some snail. Should have let it dry before I touched it. And then I also used the little enamel dots right here. I've used most of the little ones, so I think I'm going to take a green one and pop that on either side, and we are good to go. So you could make a whole set of note cards and do all of these all at once. It doesn't take very long, really, even if you don't cut off the ear. Alrighty. There we go. Come on, zoom in so we can see. Alrighty. If anybody has any questions about where to find things now or how to enroll in something, always drop me a note. I don't think it's all that crazy, but you know, that's me. I'm looking at it and it makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to you and you can't find your way around, please let me know. Remember, this is the last week for many, the door to the crazy closet's open. This is the last week for many of our discontinuing, retiring products. If you're not sure where to find them, if you just go to my site and click on Stampin' Up and then go to shop, you can look for something that says last chance products, and that will have all the stuff that's retiring. And make sure that if there was something you were madly in love with, that you grab it, okay? All right, so I won't be here Thursday, but I'm really not going to be like off the planet. I will, of course, be texting, and I will be on Facebook, and I will have all my stuff with me, but I will be being Mimi, so I might be a tad busy, but I love it, Becky. You guys have a really great time this week, and nobody get in trouble, and let me know what you're up to, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.